Hi guys, I hope everyone's doing good. Welcome to my channel for anyone returning or any newbies. So I am being told to actually do this reading a little slower. I know my last few readings, like the one I did a couple days ago, that was a quick channeling. I just got done working out that day, so very like a lot of energy flow going on there. But today I'm feeling like I'm gonna take it slower. Now that could be a message for you as well. So anything I say or anything that goes on in this video could resonate with you somehow in some way. But let's just get into it. Okay, I do like that. So I don't know why so many of my cards are in reverse. I don't read them in reverse. And usually I go through and I fix them. Okay, so there's some good news going on here. Don't mind my daughter in the background. I probably should lay her down for a nap here soon. So good news coming in. So it does look like there's something that has been mentally straining on you of lately, and I heard like the past few months, and it could be something connected with the full moon as well. And then when I just said that, I looked over at my Yankee candle and like it says Midsummer's Night with a full moon, so that's kind of cool. Maybe an emotion or a thought kind of came to around the full moon, or it inspired some kind of thinking process. But you're going to be a little less worried about whatever this is. I do feel like it is connected with a person particularly, and needing to know things, because I'm getting pulled back to that moon energy again. Which if we look at the moon card in the tarot deck, it talks about the unknown and fear. And so what I'm picking up on this is just the sheer thought of like not knowing the answers when it comes to a person or a situation. Like I do feel like, oh yeah, okay, the Lovers card is here. It wanted to come out. I do feel like there was a little bit of a mental strain. It's like, does this person even care? Do they know what you're doing? Where are they? Are they happy? Do they have feelings for me? Like, it's those type of questions, and it felt very spiraling. I do, though, however, feel like that was no coincidence to have those thoughts and emotions about a particular person, because whoever this is and whoever these thoughts are about, there's some kind of, I just heard a karmic bond, which karmic isn't always a bad thing. Like, karmics come in and they teach us not everything, oh my gosh, maybe it feels like that with this person, but karmics come in and they teach us really, really, really important lessons about ourselves. They kind of do like a mirroring thing. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, but I, for one, do kind of believe that everyone is a soulmate in one way, shape, or form, even if you consider them an enemy or no good. We do have friendships. So this person you could have considered them as a friend, vice versa. But the energy, so some kind of cord was formed here. Now, I don't know. Sometimes it helps when I write things down. So I don't know if this has to do with the sacral chakra, which is about like your energy, what you give off, what you receive. It also has a lot to do with sex and creativity. So you and this person, or even a group of people, but this is showing up really strongly as someone that you felt, I heard compatible. You felt compatible with. Hold on one second. Okay, I apologize for that. I had to go lay my daughter down. Her cranky Cancer vibes are a little overwhelming today. Okay. So, we're talking about the sacral chakra with this person and something here about compatibility. So, what I'm picking up is that you felt a compatibility with this person on a very spiritual plane. And you kind of absorbed a lot of questions with this connection because something about it does feel karmic. So this person could have very much entered your life, entered your friend group, your social circle, to teach you something about yourself. And I keep hearing like idealistic. So this message might be a little weird and specific, but hey. So this idealistic, you're attracted to this person. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could genuinely be a friend. But like you're attracted to this person's energy because I do feel like they remind you a lot of yourself, which is important. That's why this person teaches you so much, or has taught you so much, and you've kind of developed here these questions, and these questions just keep popping up. So we'll get into it. This might be a little longer of a reading. We'll see how it goes. But besides like sexuality by any means, there's a need to reconnect almost as individuals. So it feels like two energies have changed, or one person's energy has changed. Like there's a fluctuation maybe that was going on the past couple months, and that's why you've been thinking about someone so heavily. And we're all going through a change right now. But it does feel, again, with the word compatible, it does feel very compatible. Like you and this person's energy are in sync. But there's a nice underlining vibe of friendship here and closeness. It kind of feels a little scorpionic to me. But also at the same time with this Lover's card coming in, that's very much Gemini energy and a little bit of Sagittarius, just because she has the little, what is that, little crossbow or whatever, arrow on her shoulder. It always reminds me of Sag. So like Gemini and Sagittarius are these very social creatures. And very passionate. So you have Sagittarius, which is very charismatic. They're passionate. They really go for things. Like it feels very creative. Okay. With this Gemini energy that has a lot of like mental stimulation. So I like that. Okay. So that right there, it doesn't feel overwhelmingly lusty to me in any way. This is really highlighting you and this person's energetic match. Okay, and it's coming through as the pull to get closer and kind of build this friendship. Okay, so this could be a new person, this can be an old person, I don't know. Right now you guys aren't around them, so that's why I'm saying it could be new, it could be old. For those of you where this is a person coming back, I do feel like you are the one that had pulled away from a certain social setting because you were literally like your life. Okay, hold on, let me back it up a little bit. You pulled away from this person or some kind of group social setting here. It's almost like because Spirit told you to. They might have even redirected you because the direction you were going when you were around these people, or you were around this person in the past, wasn't leading you to your higher self. It wasn't like, if you would have stayed, it almost feels like corrupt, like something really nasty would have happened if you would have stayed any longer. So it's almost like Spirit got you out at a good time. I don't know if that's the sunlight. Okay, that was kind of cool. Talking about energy, and my hand was like glowing in my in the reflection. So, anyways, but it's like spirit pulled you out at the right time and redirected you away from this person, away from even these people, this setting, situation. But it was to learn something about the self. You were supposed to grow up, and if you would have stayed there, you wouldn't have grown the way that you needed to. Like, if you look back, like if that storyline resonates with you, if you look back and see what you were doing, and see what your mental state was, your emotional state was, I guarantee you would not really resonate with who that person was compared to who you are now. So there has been a lot of growth and changes on your end. I do feel like there's been some subtleties over on this person's end, because they're actually really reserved to tap into right now, which is kind of interesting. So there might even be where you're feeling a resistance, like they're not showing up when you need them to. It's almost like you feel like there's this portal going on right now, and you're there waiting at the gate, and this person's just not showing up. Like, energetically, you guys can probably feel it, but in the 3D, you're like, and I heard there's been an extension. There's been an extension over on their end. So what spirit did to you and pulled you out of a situation, and it doesn't even, your situation that spirit pulled you out of, it doesn't even have to be with this exact same person. So if you are like wondering about someone new, this can definitely still be someone new. Okay, it doesn't just apply it however it resonates for you, because this could be like a group of friends or a relationship that you used to be involved with that wasn't resonating for your soul, and spirit pulled you out to redirect you to become your highest self. And then when this new person comes in, you're kind of joining the circle, and you're going to feel a really high magnetic vibration from this new person. Okay, so do you see what I'm saying? But I do feel like, see, when I was starting to talk about them, that other person, they kind of like, they feel restricted to me. Like, they don't want to be highlighted right now. So the focus went back to you, which is really interesting. So this person is definitely going through, on the outside, what looks like subtle changes, but internally, things are pretty dense and intense. It feels very dense. Like a lot of confusion, a lot of smoke and mirrors, maybe even depression a little bit for this person. But what I was saying before is that so what was done to you, I don't know why I feel the need to phrase it that way. So you could have had some nasty stuff happen to you that didn't seem very fair. That's just what I'm getting. So what was done to you could be reversed, and now it's being done to them. Karma comes through all the time. All right. But they're also being pulled away from a group, a relationship, a work situation. They're being removed. Control, Alt, Delete. Back in my day. I don't think kids even know what that is anymore. Anyways. Okay, so, you know what? I do want to go over some of the stuff that I was picking up. So one thing that I was getting just through channeling before I started the reading, because that's what I often do, I channel some stuff sometimes when I'm feeling pulled to it. I kept getting like bodyguard. It felt masculine to me. So there's someone, and I feel like this isn't in your awareness. This is not in your awareness. So either it's someone living or it's someone passed on, but it feels like a masculine energy, like a grandfather, father figure, brother figure, someone who would be older than you. is extremely protective over your energy right now. So if you've, and how this would be coming through, if you've noticed, and they're telling me lifelong people, and it feels like they're floating away, that they're leaving your life. It's actually because of this masculine energy. Now, if you guys have a twin flame, that could very well be a masculine who's doing this just energetically, because they feel like, or whoever this masculine is, alive or living, okay, they feel like you deserve the best. You've been doing something extremely positive for yourself that is making your life grow and expand, and it's putting you in a better headspace. And this masculine sees it, they feel it, they're aware. So it's almost like you have a protective bubble around you, because this person does not want anything bad or negative to happen to you. So they're putting up some kind of spiritual barrier here that's protecting you from any people who, for example, want to do you harm, have ill intent towards you, or simply they're not going to treat you in your highest good. All right? And you are not aware of this. I do believe this is something that's going on more like 570. Yeah. So that was really cool. And I did just see angel wings, so for a lot of you guys, this is going to be someone who's passed over. And if it's not someone who's passed over, then it is a twin flame thing. And this twin flame is highly protective of your energy right now. It was coming through as masculine, but yeah, I don't even want to switch up what I said, because it does feel masculine to me. Very like protector. Yeah, like they're literally showing me like these wings coming down over someone, and you know when a bug like goes up to those little bug lamps and they get really close to the light and then they get zapped and they fall away? That's exactly what's going on. Like, it doesn't actually kill them, but it stuns them, and then they won't come back with the same energy or like the same attitude towards you. So if you've been making plans with people, or you're being ignored or something, or messages aren't going through to particular people, and it feels like things are being delayed, it's because they are, and there's something spiritually going on where this energy does not want you around people that do not have your highest good in mind, because you are very special at this moment. Well, you're always special, but it's almost like very highly influenced. It feels very new. So you guys could be developing actually a lot of gifts during this time. I know that is another thing that's going on collectively anyways. Everyone's kind of picking up on these gifts, or their gifts are enhancing. But there's something very unique going on with your energy field right now that is going to be attracting a lot of people like a light, because it's like right now it's so new, you don't really know how to dim it, or you're even unaware that it's shining. Okay, pay attention. Really interesting. So one way that you can tell that you are freaking like glowing, it's just an observation that I made personally. So I recently went on a trip to Chicago. By the way, if you don't like me rambling, then I'm probably not the reader for you. Oh well. But anyway, so I went to Chicago recently, and every time I go, I love to people watch. Me and my mom, when we were younger, we would sit there over by the Bean or like the train station, and we would like observe everyone who walked by, because it's amazing. Everyone is different shapes, colors. Their fashion is just different. Their personalities, the way they talk, like it's amazing to like discover so many people, okay? Like so many different personalities and beings, okay? So, but it was really freaky because I I'm like walking and I'm just, like admiring everyone and doing my thing. I'm people watching, and usually I've always been kind of a fly on the wall, and that's awesome. I love it. Like, I don't like a bunch of attention on me all the time. I like to be the observer, not the observed. But something kind of flipped where it really was. I was like admiring and like looking at people, but then they would like stop and they would just like turn and look at me, and then they like seen me, and it freaked me out. I was like, I feel like now people are observing me. Like, it was really weird. So if you're noticing that happening to you and more people staring at you or just coming up to you and like venting about their life and telling you their whole situation and just, being very open with you, like out of nowhere, yeah, that's the light, okay? That's the light. All right, so let me get back into the cards, and as we go through, I will tell you some other stuff I was picking up on. All right, so we talked all about your energy, so let's get in to this person's energy. I just did hear high vibe. That's what I like. Yeah, are they gonna be accepted into your sacred space? Especially if they're, you know what I'm picking up on? Especially if they, no, see, now I'm doing that fast channeling. I gotta slow it down. This person's energy is, very quick. Like, very quick. All over the place. Kind of, like, jumpy a little bit. It does feel, like Gemini. A little bit. They don't have to be a Gemini. It's just giving me that vibe. Where, like, they could be like super chatty, but it feels a little nervous, like boink, 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 boink. Like they're just kind of all over the place. It's because you're making them nervous. So please keep that in mind. So if you do run into someone or see someone and they're acting really jumpy and they're saying things and you're like, what? Like, weird, and they're like really random and sporadic, and they just keep moving their body all over the place, or they like will look away. Really, it's a lot. A word of advice, if I were you, especially if you're empathic, I would, try to remain calm, and again, be the observer, and kind of just watch them and pay attention to their body language is a really important one. Pay attention to their body language. I feel like they're going to be fidgeting, and it's almost feeling very magician-like where they're talking to you. They'll make eye contact for a second and kind of like look down, but they're all about their hands. And I feel like it's some kind of a distraction, but from what? I don't know what they would try to, like, what they would be trying to distract you. Maybe the fact that they're nervous, like they don't want you to pick up on that. But I feel like fidgety fingers and hands is a high, that's nervous. Okay. Anyways, let's get into it with this person. Wow, I just heard Free Fallin' by Tom Petty. I don't know why I looked at that, and because it felt very free. There it is. Rebel without a cause here. Doesn't matter male or female. I just picked up on the energies. They could be extremely excited. Yeah, I'm noticing like the lizard on her pants. And like the lizard, that is that energy that I was just picking up on, They're like so fast moving and they're all wiggly and they got the tail and like, I don't know. I don't know. Very fast moving. Now this person can be nervous, but internally they might be really excited to see you or to have you around or to meet you. This feels like excitement to me. And they're like, yeah, okay, like, let's interact, da-da-da-da-da. But there's something with your energy where it feels loving and it feels calm, but it's actually very pleasant. You might be able to kind of like chill this person out if you play it right. It's like you're observing them and they just seem so fun and excited and all over the place and kind of nervous and giddy a little bit, and it's a very cute, it makes you happy to see that. It makes you happy to see that. Like, there's something really cute about that. Which might be a turn on both ends, you know? Might be a turn on both ends. Okay. There's a lot going on here. So, that's interesting. So there is a cool down. There's all this, okay, so let me back it up really quick. There's all this energy, like I was just going into, that feels very fun and fast and exciting, but there's gonna be eventually a slowdown period where everything gets calm and more grounded and a little bit more lighthearted. You know, what comes up must come down. It starts off so fun and fiery and exciting and moving all over the place, and then, you know, eventually it gets comfortable and everything kind of settles. The energy settles and it gets more relaxed. Well, when that happens, some shit's gonna hit the fan. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. Some shit's gonna get a little weird, because not only are you picking up this person's energy, but I do feel like they're picking up on yours as well. And I just keep getting pulled back to the observer being the observed. And maybe you're not used to that, or this person's not used to that. So there's going to be a moment, but then when the moment happens, it'll be cleared and it'll be gone. It's almost like a shift, like a flop, okay? And I don't even know if it doesn't feel purposed. Like, it doesn't feel like it was done intentionally. You and this person are very empathic, like almost telepathic between one another. Energy flows between you and this person very easily. And then when everything's calm and grounded, everything that you have been holding back, like everything you have been like there's some kind of like mesh going on here. I think that's what's happening. Is there's a transfer and a connecting, okay? So things start off fun, they calm down, and then there's this beautiful connectiveness that comes through, which can be quite intense, okay? I'm not gonna lie, it feels a little, that does feel a little twin flame to me, because I know, like, when you meet your twin flame, there is, like, it's, you have that energy transfer. So some of you guys could be meeting a twin flame, honestly. It's a long road. But it's weird. How do I want to word this? Because it feels really intense, but it's really beautiful at the same time. So when things cool off and this beautiful energy transfer comes through, anything and everything, like any pain that you have ever experienced, any pain that this person has ever experienced, if you know this person, if this person has caused you pain or heartbreak, they're gonna feel it for a weird, like, 10 seconds to like 5 minutes. When this exchange, it's like, it's almost like taking a hard drive, taking who you are, all of your memories, all of your emotions, your thoughts, why you do things, how you do things, your body language, your social cues, everything about you, every personal detail to your soul, your being, is in this hard drive. Lighter. It's in this hard drive. And it's like taking two people's hard drives and connecting them into the computer, okay? taking your own hard drive, connecting it into someone else, and they get a complete energetic download of everything within a matter of 5 to 10 seconds, and vice versa. So this person, boop, gives you their hard drive, and then you just know things all of a sudden. That's what this feels like to me. You pick up on things, you just know things all of a sudden, and you're like, what? Like, oh, you could literally not even know this person all that well in the 3D, but when this happens, so if this is someone new, this is gonna happen, and you're like, you might not know anything about this person, so you're like, what? Like, you know everything about them somehow, but you can't really freaking explain it. And no, you're not crazy. Like, that's what's going on. Okay, if this is someone who is returning, you already know them, and there was a little bit of a distance or some time apart. Well, in that absence period, well, guess what? You're getting all the downloads about what happened since you've been gone, right? Or vice versa, since you've been gone. But then it picks back up again. And once that energy's transferred and you get that, it's like you just have this knowing, and vice versa. So especially if there was forgiveness that needed to happen in this situation, I'm hearing more than words, but if there was forgiveness and you did forgive someone and they forgave you, whatever, or however it is, any past hurts that you've been through, it's like both people are very aware of that pain and that hurt, and they know that there's forgiveness there. So it's like, okay, now we can move forward without even having a conversation. Now, if you absolutely feel like you need to have that conversation, then go ahead and do that. But sometimes, conversation is extremely healthy to do. But if this is someone from your past and there is hurt between the two of you, it might reopen a wound. Okay? It might reopen a wound talking about it again. Just food for thought. Yeah. But if this is a new person, it might be healthy, because I do feel like there's this venting that's going on. Like, okay, this is what happened to me. This is what's happened to me. Blah, blah, blah. This is what's happened to you. And a lot of conversation that way. But I just feel like there doesn't really need to be a conversation in this case scenario, because you're going to get a download of it. I know this is a pretty intense reading, but I am digging it. I'm not going to lie. So then things do pick back up again, and there is some kind of a beautiful release happening here on both ends, and there's comfortability. So the energy moves from working on oneself. That's what you've currently been doing. This person's been doing their own things, learning about yourself, changing yourself, being this really high vibrational, authentic being that you've been setting out to be. Once you get this download, whether you want it or not, I mean, this could be a stranger on the bus, or something, and you're like, me and you aren't that different after all. I don't know how this is going to play out for you, but it feels like there's some kind of surrender, some kind of release, and then the energy is totally cleared. The gates are open. Everything is green light, smooth sailings, and you're able to establish a really healthy connection, whether that's from a new person or an old person. Everything feels renewed. It's like hitting the refresh, restart button. Yes, there's history there, especially if this person's coming back. There's history there, but all is forgiven, all is cleansed, and energetically, and even DNA wise, you might not be the same person that you were when you first initially met this other individual, right? There could be a complete change, which is going to bring you into a connection with this person like it never has been before. It's like you guys are almost two new people meeting for the first time. Almost feels a little soulmate-like, doesn't it? You know, like a little past life. Like, that's how you can look at it if you want to. You know, like, okay, like you and this person do have history together, but that was in a different life. That was in a different chapter. I think that's interesting. Okay. So, I don't really want to get into that a whole bunch, but I will say, pay attention to birds, especially white doves or any kind of light, like a white bird. I feel like birds, because they're really kooky creatures. Eccentric. Like, birds are extremely eccentric. So pay attention to what birds, because I just feel for some of you guys out there, there's going to be birds that are like almost like coming up to you. Or a very specific bird. Like, I literally see someone looking out their window and it's the same damn bird like every day, and he's just like looking at you, like watching you or something. Like, so do your research on a bird like that just keeps coming around, that feels curious about you, because remember what we were talking about in the beginning, which is actually kind of cool that I decided to come back to that when I did. You know how we were talking about in the beginning, yes, like the observer being the observed. Oh my god, where was I even going with that? Hold on, that just escaped me. So, about this, you know, like that person we were talking about, and you being energetically, like, curious about them because there was something within them that reminded you of yourself, but it seemed like a healthier version or a different version of yourself. Same thing goes with this bird. So pay attention to the birds that are coming around you and, like, really research what that bird means, okay? Anyways, I'm going to stop it here. I hope you guys enjoyed the reading, and I will speak to you guys again very soon. Bye.